we got the egg poachers. We get 100 gold and 4 quality restore fatigue potions, which is, I guess, what they call stamina in this game. Well, that's all right, I guess. Thanks to that, we get a promotion. And now they want us to deal with 4 Telvanni agents responsible for trouble at the Caldera mine. Ah, yes. She gives me their 4 names, only one of which will actually be important to remember. So we need to go deal with those guys. Those guys are probably a little out of our league right now. We're level 1, only halfway to level 2. Welcome back.
Alright, what'd I miss? Anything important?
I turned in our quest, got some money, and some restore fatigue potions.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, it's alright.
Yes.
What do we got here? We don't really have the money for training right now. So we're halfway to level 2. We have another.
Oh my god, level 2.
Yes, what is it?
We have another quest, but it's probably a little tough for us at this point. It is, however, probably not a bad idea to head out and go check out Caldera. Although, let me see. Should probably introduce the other section of the Fighters Guild that we will be seeing soon enough.
I'm listening.
Why am I going to the Guild of Mages?
Why are you going to the Guild of Mages?
Because the Guild of Mages has
You have something to say?
one of the better fast travel services in the game.
I'm listening.
The Guild Guide. You talk to certain people in Mages Guilds across Vardenfell, and you can teleport to any one of them for a flat rate. We want to go to...
I don't know if I ever used this or not. I don't think I knew about it.
Yeah, it's quite useful, actually. It's a good way to get to all of the major cities in the game. So, here we are. We've teleported to the Mages Guild in Aldrun. Architecture is different. A different great house rules over this area. This is House Redoran. We don't have any business in the Mages Guild, however.
Just the use of their high-tech, advanced, instant teleport.
Yep. Thanks, Mages Guild. You don't even need to be a member to use their teleport.
How did the Siltstrider stay in business? Jeez.
That's a good point. Well, you can get to a lot of places by Siltstrider that you can't by Mages Guild. And by boat, and etc. But anyway, Alderun, it's got different architecture. Quite a bit of different architecture, actually. Much more bleak. It's in the Ashlands region. It is also House Redoran is the only house that has female guards, which is a little
Is there a reason
curious.
for that?
I don't know. I don't think it's stated outright anywhere, but it's the only one of the 3 houses that actually has female NPC guards. They never used to speak in the base game. It seems like the mods fixed that. But in the base game, I remember like standing around waiting for them to say anything for like ever, and they never will. They will never speak to you. Anyway.
Well, as Ursula says, it's she who holds her tongue who gets a man.
It's true.
All right, I'm listening.
So here's our Fighters Guild in Aldrin. And this is Baradras. He's a wood elf.
Ew.
Oh, here we go. So this gives you an idea of where we are. Balmora is down this way. I could actually use a real map for this, but this is more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Balmora is south of Caldera, which is south of Alderaan.
Mm-hmm.
Caldera is where we need to go for our next Fighters Guild quest. But first... Oh, that's not where I need to go. There's something
I remember
here.
when I first got the game, it didn't come with a map, and I didn't realize it was supposed to come with a map for, you know, a couple days at least, until
Yeah.
you told me, Crazed, it should have a map. But in that time, it was impossible to do anything.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that, and I remember feeling very bad about that, because
Yeah.
the paper map is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it shows a lot of stuff. Also, behind this door, lock level 80, is, I believe, there's almost a full set of glass armor, which is like the highest tier of light armor in the game.
Yes.
But anyway,
Have you gotten it before?
I have gotten it before. This used to be one of my regular stops when I was making like a new character. It's just to come here, get that armor, and then leave. But I don't bother with that anymore. So anyway, this is Perseus Mercius. He is a member of the Fighters Guild. He says that he, in fact, used to be the master of the Fighters Guild. But he talks about some of the corruption going on and how Seoring Hardheart, who is the current master of the Fighters Guild, is making deals with the wrong crowd. So Perseus is going to be an important fellow. He's a straight shooter. He's a good guy. Once we work on rooting out some of the excuse me. Once we work on rooting out some of the corruption in the Fighters Guild, he'll become one of our allies. Now there's something here in this town that I need to buy. I believe it is the only place in the game that you can find it.
Well, don't make me wait. What is it?
Oh, first of all, there's beggars here. The mod adds beggars. They don't exist in the normal game.
Cheerful.
Yep. Oh, and a blacksmith. That's new. And you can steal the axe that he's working on, although it's kind of a crappy axe. Anyway.
But, you know, love went into it.
A little bit. I won't bother repairing my stuff. Oh, hang on. You're not the person I need to talk to.
My time is precious, so...
Are you? No. I know it's here. I know it's here somewhere.
Are you looking for the HAT?
I am, in fact. No, not in the clother. I think it's the pawnbroker. I could have sworn it was the person right here who sold it.
Make it quick, Outlander.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the opposite corner.
What do you want?
You're not a pawnbroker, you're a guard. It's not here.
What do you want?
Well, this is indeed puzzling. I may have to look into this a bit more.
Disappointing.
A little bit. I guess that drags out the tension a little more. What is my secret?
Haven't I heard?
The
Can we
secret
hurry
of
this
my
up?
hat. So, let's port back to Balmora before we do anything. I guess we could walk to Caldera from here, but I feel like doing that from Balmora. Seems a bit more level appropriate. Boop, boop. Take us back to Balmora. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Instantaneous teleportation. If only I could get a spell that does that.
Hmm. Seems like you might.
Maybe. Oh hey, check out these lighting effects.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful. Some of the like the lighting that they perform, the modders on this game, is just straight up sorcery. Like, I don't even
Is
know.
the Mage Guild endorsing that?
I think it might be. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. There's no difference between wizards and sorcerers.
Right.
If you can cast magic, I think you're pretty much cool in their books.
What was that sound? Just atmospheric wolf?
I think that's actually Silt Strider.
Oh.
I think that's one of the noises that they make.
Hmm.
The only reason I know this is because it's, I think like the sound file is titled siltstrider.avi or whatever.
Ah, gotcha.
I think there's a couple different sounds, but that's one of them. Caldera.
What's that off in the distance?
That is something else. Caldera. So we're gonna walk on over to Caldera. Go on a bit of a trip. Hopefully nothing will kill us.
That is always the hope.
I remember making this journey a few times as like a low-level character before and running into things that would murder me. Which is a little strange, because this isn't that dangerous of a place. We're also in the West Gash region, which is pretty much what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the
The
heartland
light
of
still looks
Morrowind.
very nice, though.
It does. We're very quickly losing sunlight, however. It may be a good idea to make camp. Oh. The Quama Forager leapt out of the bushes.
It thinks it can hurt you.
Well, it just did.
Oh, man.
Come on. Low stamina.
Jeez.
There we go. It's like I want to keep my stamina up higher when I'm fighting things, or just in case I have to fight something. But then I have to walk. The running is already slow enough in this game. I don't want to have to walk.
Right.
Hopefully we can get to Caldera before the sun goes down. Oh, speak of the devil. We're here.
Oh, jeez.
Now sometimes, like I was saying, there's a creature that spawns in this area called a Kaguti. Yep, there he is. He's coming to get me. Or no, that's not.
Called a what?
That's not a Kaguti. That's an Alet. Alets are slightly less scary than Kagutis, but I remember I played a level 1 character running to Caldera, and a Kaguti came and attacked me and murdered me, I think before I had a chance to save it all.
Oh, no. It's the worst.
This Alet is not very intelligent. Oh, here he comes. Oh, I failed. I guess I just have to fight him. Yeah, Alets are not very scary.
No. Big bark, no bite.
Pretty much. I think they might be related to Kagutis somehow, but I don't remember how.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is Caldera. It's an Imperial Imperial colony. Imperial town, rather.
How long have these imperial settlements been around Morrowind?
I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. I mean, long enough to kind of give themselves a bit of a foothold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an exact date as far as years go, but it's still fresh enough that it's not entirely accepted universally. But
Right.
it's enough that you can kind of... You can see that they've got enough of a foothold already.
Mm-hmm.
Like this elegant castle on the hilltop. The Governor's Hall. There's not really anybody we need to talk to in there, unfortunately.
The brig approaches.
At least we know.
Mm-hmm. There is an NPC in town, however, that... Oh. There seems to be an NPC outside of town, too. I can just barely make out. I'll have to go talk to him afterward, because I don't remember who that is. But anyway. There is an NPC inside Gorak Manor. Gorak Manor is full of orcs.
Speak quickly. Say
And they've made kind of a mess of the place, other than the fireplace. Fireplace looks alright. They're cooking some
Fireplace
meat.
looks kicking.
Other than that, yeah, they've kind of made a mess. Throwing stuff around. And one of them is shirtless. One of these orcs, I'm pretty sure, is pantsless.
say you
Yeah, this one doesn't have
Fun
pants on.
time.
One of them got the
Also, I
shirt.
think the Skype screen share is like throttling your connection, so you can just turn it off if you want.
Yeah.
It's like lagging a lot.
Alright.
It'll probably just help us to turn it off.
I will see if that helps. Alright. I'll see if that helps at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway. There's this guy.
Oh yeah, creeper.
This guy is Creeper. He is actually the model of a monster, but he's an NPC in the game. He sells pretty much nothing of value except for alcohol and a drum. And
Value there.
and a iron short sword. But his value comes in the fact that he has 5,000 gold. He is the second richest merchant in this game world. He also has no interesting dialogue to speak of. He says, "I'm creeping." And
He looks more frightening than the scamps in other games.
He does, yeah. His other interesting fact is that he doesn't buy robes, but he will buy rings. He buys items at their face value. So if something is worth, 10,000 gold, or well, not 10,000, but if something is worth 1,000 gold, he will buy it off of you for 1,000 gold. Period.
Oh wow.
Unless it's weapons or armor or something that is damaged. If it's not fully repaired, oh my. I'll just
Yes.
back away from that.
yes.
Got all this money.
Alright. So there are some other traders and stuff in town, but nothing of anything. Nothing that's too interesting in Caldera, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame because it's one of my favorite towns in the game. I really like it. I like the way it looks. I like the kind of atmosphere it has, but there doesn't really seem to be anything going on in it.
Yeah, it seems just to grow out of... Yeah, it makes sense. It seems like it's far in there, but it seems like it's comfortable with itself.
Don't stand about. Get moving.
I don't know who this person is, but apparently she has been robbed by some notorious thieves. I'm certain it was the group led by the Khajiit Drozier. They stole all of my jewelry.
It's very, very sad.
I will get her jewels back.
How Ada got her jewels back.
Yep. Ada Wave Breaker. It's a pretty good, cool name, actually. Gotta admit.
It's true.
It's kind of late, though. I don't really feel like going out adventuring while it's dark. I think I might,
You know what you're gonna run into.
Exactly. I might, get myself a room at the local... Not the trader. There we go. Shank's Shovel. I like the sound of that place. We'll get ourselves a room at Shank's Shovel. Speak of the devil. Here's Shank.
Oh, Shank.
Beds. How much is it? 10 gold. Sold. I didn't actually check to see which room it was that we're staying in, but...
You know, any.
I think it's this one. No. There's a Khajiit in that room. I will leave him be. Is it this one? Oh, that's a storage room. This is the room door. Hotel only has one room.
Only one room that's actually locked.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much has nothing
Actually, a
in
pretty
it.
spacious room.
It's not bad, yeah. It's got a nice fireplace. I like it.
Yeah, got some nice tapestries. Got a lot of tapestries,
Got
actually.
a lot of tapestries. People in Morrowind like their tapestries.
Yeah.
This was before game developers could make convincing textures, so they just hung tapestries everywhere. Alright. Rest until morning. Then make our way. Actually, fun fact. The door to Shank's private room is not locked.
Oh.
And this is also
Like-
one of the places I would come and stop off at and steal everything in this room. Because he's got a bunch of plates and silverware that's all worth like 5 gold.
Mm.
And I would steal all of this stuff and then sell it immediately. For a brief profit. I have since changed my ways. I'm still not above
Reformed.
stealing gold, however. I'm gonna steal all that gold. Like, these are very nice plates, though.
They are. You should just steal them, but not sell them. Keep them for a special occasion, you know.
I could steal all his clothes, but he doesn't really have that nice of clothes. He's got a pretty nice bed, though.
But not enough pillows.
Not enough pillows. Not enough pillows for this Dunmer. Alright. NPCs in Morrowind also never sleep, because, like I said, programming AI is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we could go take on those Telvanni agents, but I have something else in mind. Now that I have been thinking a bit. Caldera also has a Mages Guild.
Ah.
Yes, friend.
Does it have? It doesn't have any
Yes, outlander.
Legion stuff.
I don't believe so. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it does.
Mm-hmm.
She sells spells. I don't need spells. But it is the only town that has a Mages Guild and not a Fighters Guild.
Hmm.
Which is curious. And, oh hey, look at this. At the top of this tower, there is a master's set of every alchemical
Oh, geez.
tool that you need. So basically, this is another one of my stops as a new character, if I am
Mhm.
doing any alchemy. Stop off at Caldera, run up to the top of this tower, and then take all of this stuff. It's yours for free.
Mm-hmm.
along with a standard poison resistance, but we don't need that.
Can't all be good.
Unfortunately, these items are kind of heavy, so I'm not going to take them right now. Once I actually get into alchemy a little bit, I'll come back and grab them. Because they're really good tools to have to do alchemy, but you don't want to have to carry them around all the time. Because they will encumber you. Now, where do we need to go? We need to go to... trying to remember if there is a Silt Strider where I need to go, and I don't think there is. So I'm going to go to Vivek.
Let's hear it.
The Vivek Guild of Mages. This is actually where this is where the Archmage is. This guy is the Archmage.
Let's hear it.
Trebonius Artorius.
I remember him.
Archmage Trebonius, Guildmaster of Vivek.
There's no Soul Strider at Vivek?
There is. Vivek is the only city in the game that has all 3 methods of fast transportation.
Cool.
Guild Guide, Boat, and Silt Strider.
Boat didn't often come up for me, I think.
You learn which places in game are kind of like the travel nodes, and you kind of learn to like plan your routes out according to those nodes quite efficiently. So I tended to come through Vivek a lot as like a travel hub. But Vivek is also the biggest city in the game, obviously. There's a lot going on here. There is an absolute ton of stuff. It is enormous. I don't really feel like exploring it now because that's just too much.
Where's the Ministry of Justice?
It's way at the back. Right now we're at the very front of Vivek, the part that actually connects with land. We're actually in the foreign quarter, which is where it's actually where all of the guilds are and most of the kind of like corner clubs and shops and stuff like that. Most of those are in the foreign quarter. It's generally one of the better cantons in Vivek if you're looking for practical stuff to do. The other ones, there's not really that much. Is also the biggest canton next to the temple and the palace. It is 3 stories high instead of just the normal 2. Also, Vivek is a large enough city that they need gondoliers to take you between all the different cantons.
Oh yeah. Was Vivek built only after the whole tribunal thing, or was it a city before and it was renamed?
I believe it was built after.
Gotcha.
Because the architecture is very much the same kind of architecture that the temple kind of uses. It's a very similar design, because you'll notice that a lot of the tribunal temples throughout Morrowind are actually the same design, I think.
Right.
Which are kind of based on this. So, I don't need to talk to the Silt Strider. What am I doing? I need to talk to the boatman. I haven't really seen a lot of Vivek with these like enhanced mods. It looks pretty good, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Especially with the increased draw distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually see the other cantons from each other and just how enormous it is. Alright. Boat travel is actually kind of expensive. One of the more expensive forms of travel, but it is the only way that we can get to some certain villages, like this one. This is La Ode.
Oh, I remember hearing that. I remember this name. I don't remember what's actually here.
There's not much here, I'll be honest with you. It is a coastal fishing village. It's actually pretty close to Seyda-Neen. It's just a little ways north. This is pretty much the entire town. There's like one trader, which is Fat Legs Drop Off.
Of course.
Of course.